Hello, hello. Happy World Book Day to everybody at Ditton Park Academy, staff, students, everybody. I hope that you're having a good week. I know that you've got lots of activities going on during the week to mark World Book Day itself. And I think you're reading John for Short, is that right? I remember when I visited your school, lots of you were saying that you liked horror stories. So I'm guessing that John for Short by Malorie Blackman is going down quite well. She is an absolutely brilliant writer. I just wanted to show you a few of her other books, because if you enjoy John for Short, then she's written so much that you would probably enjoy. You've probably already heard of the Noughts and Crosses series. I'm sure this is in your library. This one's number 4. My own daughter is wading through this series at the moment. She's on number 4, Double Cross. But the whole series is great. Malorie Blackman is so good at creating a new, different world and interesting characters to inhabit that world. And Double Cross, things get really, really complicated and a little bit gory. So if you're not big on blood and guts, then maybe steer clear of it. This one is a much shorter read. It's called Dangerous Reality. It's about a boy called Dominic, whose mum invents basically a robot. I think it's called VIMS, Virtual Interactive Mobile System, which goes wrong. You know, someone hacks into it and it becomes this kind of killer robot. So it's part cyber thriller, part whodunit, and a really exciting read. You can read it in one sitting as well. That's the great thing about books like John for Short or Dangerous Reality, is they don't take a long time to get through. So you can read it on the bus or before you go to bed, you know, whenever. This is also very good. Tell Me No Lies. Again, very short. You can get through it really fast. My own book, CHESSBOXER, has seen a new lease of life recently. It got published, I think, yesterday in America, off the back of the success of The Queens Gambit on Netflix, which you may have seen. The Queens Gambit has been an absolute runaway success. It's brilliantly written, brilliantly acted, brilliantly lit. You know, everything about it is beautiful. And so there's this kind of resurgence of interest in chess. It seems like chess is suddenly cool again. And CHESSBOXER, hopefully, is going to do well in America. That's what I'm hoping for. So just to celebrate the publication of CHESSBOXER, I want to recommend a couple of books. One is The Queen's Gambit itself. This is the novel that sparked the Netflix series. It's by Walter Tevis. It was published in 1983. And it's a great story about a chess prodigy going from growing up in an orphanage to becoming really good at chess, to taking on all these men in a very kind of patriarchal world and, you know, smashing them one by one until finally she comes up against Borgov, who's this great Russian grandmaster world champion. And yeah, it's just a lovely story. On the boxing side, Rope Burns is really good. So, you know, even if you've never tried boxing, even if you're not that interested in boxing, these are just great stories, short stories about really intriguing characters and the conflicts that they face in the ring and outside of the ring. This contains $1 Million Baby, which you may have heard of. It became a great film with Hilary Swank. And FX Toole, he kind of used to live in this boxing world. I think he was a cut man, so he was kind of responsible for training fighters and helping them through the fights, and you know, tending to their cuts so that they wouldn't bleed. And he writes so tautly, you know, these really clever, tautly written short stories. Like I say, great characters, characters that you'll remember long after you finish the book. So that's Rope Burns, short stories by FX Toole. And my last book recommendation on World Book Day is Harrow Lake by Kat Ellis. This came out last year. I remember that when I visited Ditton Park, lots of you were saying that you really enjoy horror stories, and this is properly creepy. It's got this great antagonist, Mr. Jitters, who is guaranteed to give you the jitters and keep you up all night until you finish the story, and probably far beyond. So if you are into horror, then do go along to the library and grab this one if you can. my own writing is going okay. This is a book which I've just finished it last Thursday. It's called The Ancient Egypt Sleepover. It's probably more for primary age than for you guys. It's for students studying ancient Egypt as a unit at school. And it's basically an adventure story set in the British Museum, a sleepover which apparently happens at the British Museum from time to time, and of course lots of things going wrong over the course of the night. So that's finished now, or at least the first draft is finished. And that's when I guess the real hard work begins, the work of editing and adding and deleting and polishing and trying to make it as good as it can possibly be. So I'm hoping that will find a publisher, and yeah, on to the next thing now. Anyway, have a great World Book Day, whatever you're reading. I hope that you are enjoying it. Do visit the library because it's got some really, really great books.